I'm Beatty Fear, the wife of Devaith Fear. One of them, at least. Also daughter. It's complicated, all right?
Are you here to plunder the dungeon? Have you got Corpus disease? Did you want to talk to Devaith Fear?
Everyone who gets Corpus disease comes to our Corprusarium. It's not very pleasant, but at least they're all fed and cared for. He's up above in his study. I hope you can fly. You can't get up there unless you can fly, or have potions. Sorry.
Go away, diseased creature.
Not interesting. Sorry. Not say. That's an interesting Dwemer piece you have there. What can you tell me about it? A gift? For me? How thoughtful and shrewd. I suppose you know I'm a collector, and that such a gift is bound to please me. I congratulate you on your diplomatic skills. So, why have you tried to butter me up? Come to consult the great Devaith Fear? You have the divine disease, want to plunder the dungeon, or leer at my daughters? How interesting. Did you know that Corpus makes you immune to disease? Have you ever heard of the prophecies of the Nerevarine? Ashlanders say the Nerevarine will be immune to disease. I've always thought, maybe I have the Nerevarine down in my Corprusarium and I don't even know it. Ha, ha. The Nerevarine is a fat, disgusting Corpus monster and mad as a marsh rat. Wouldn't that be funny? That's a fascinating story you tell. So, you might be the Nerevarine. Means nothing, of course. Corpus victims have all sorts of delusions. But, let me think. I've got a potion. In theory, it should cure Corpus. Doesn't work, though. Probably kill you. Killed all my test subjects. But you've got nothing to lose. Before I give it to you, I want you to look around below in the Corprusarium. Know what's in store if you don't take the potion. And while you're there, I want you to pick up a pair of boots from a victim. Calls himself Yagrum Bagarn. My oldest patient. Handy fellow. Fixes things for me. Bring the boots back, and then you can have the potion.
Have you no sense about...
I suppose you want to speak to Dwemer Fear. Have you got Corpus disease? Or were you planning to plunder the dungeon? If you've got the disease, go down to the dungeon with all the other monsters. My name is Delta Fear. Did you want to see Dwemer Fear? Have you got Corpus disease, or are you another questing hero looking to plunder the dungeon? My name is Delta Fear. Did you want to see Dwemer Fear? Have you got Corpus disease, or are you another questing hero looking to plunder the dungeon? This is not the Corprusarium. The Corprusarium is in the caverns down below the tower. Just keep going down. You'll want to speak with Upsa Fear or Vista Kai. They attend to the needs of the Corprusarium inmates, victims of the Corpus disease. If you go down there, be careful. Many Corpus victims are completely mad and quite violent.
I am Vista Kai, Warden of the Corprusarium. I am Vista Kai, Warden of the Corprusarium. I am here to warn you, do not harm the inmates. If you come to plunder the dungeon, you must endure their attacks and take your chances with me, their warden and protector. I am the guardian and peacekeeper of the Corprusarium. I have spent long years in service to Lord Fear, first as a slave, then as a free hireling, and now as a friend and partner. He has been kind and generous to me, and I take his interests and the interests of those he shelters to heart. The treasures of his dungeon are open to sport according to Lord Fear's whim, and you're welcome to try to steal them. But I, too, find great sport in hunting thieves. Do not harm the inmates. I will not tolerate you adding to their suffering. Indeed, they are brutal and ferocious, and they will kill you if they can. But you are their guest, and you may not harm them, or you will answer to me. Lord Fear shelters and maintains the victims of Corpus disease here in the Corprusarium. He does them a great service because no other could or would help them. He also does the world a great service by keeping them here where they can do no harm to others. The inmates are sad, distorted monsters, angry and cruel, and their sufferings are great, but they still live and feel, and I honor Lord Fear's care and compassion for them.
A visitor? What brings you to visit Yagram
You're new here,
Bagar,
aren't you? My name is Oopsie.
Mastercrafter, and
Oopsie
last
I take care of the
living
Corpus victims in the Corprusarium.
Now,
Make
if I
yourself
could
at
just
home. I
figure
have some
a
things to
scheme of classifying manifolds for tri-ply connected surfaces.
I'm not telling you that.
Or
Anything
even
else?
more complex surfaces.
Go on. How charming. Leave now. Stop this! I'm not taking your money. Get lost.
Now, if I could just figure a scheme of classifying manifolds for tri-ply connected surfaces, or even more complex surfaces.
You have been warned. Do not harm the inmates of the Corprusarium. If you plan to plunder the dungeon, you must endure their attacks, or you will surely die to mine. You have been warned. Do not harm the inmates of the Corprusarium. If you plan to plunder the dungeon, you must endure their attacks, and mine.
If you have corpus disease, you need the Corprusarium. Or do you want device fear?
I'm late for an appointment. Well, did you get my boots? No boots, no potion, I'm afraid. Well, did you get my boots? No boots, no potion. Yes, as I said, go down into the Corprusarium. Find an inmate named Yagrum Bagarn, get a pair of boots from him, then bring them back to me, and I'll give you a potion that will cure you of Corprus. I think. Yagrum Bagarn is my oldest Corprus victim. You'll find him in the bowels of the Corprusarium. Interesting case. The magical principles of Corprus disease are elusive and miraculous, far more subtle and powerful than any conventional sorcery or enchantment. I'm persuaded that it is in some manner the curse or blessing of a god, perhaps both a curse and a blessing. The victim, of course, cannot appreciate the marvelous nature of Corprus. It saps the mind and destroys the body. But to a wizard, it is a profound and glorious mystery, a riddle worth a long lifetime of study. Well, did you get my boots? No boots, no potion. Thank you for your gift. I collect victims of the divine disease in my Corprusarium in the caverns beneath my tower. Poor devils, wretched existence, constant pain, ferocious appetites and passions. Yes, I know. You've got Corprus disease. But did you get the boots I sent you to get? Because I'm not giving you any potion until you've given me the boots. Well, did you get my boots? No boots, no potion. Vista Kai, the Argonian, is my warden of the Corprusarium. Quite a fighter, tough as nails, self-taught, works out with my daughters, who are no slouches at the martial arts themselves. Vista Kai was the boots first, please. And now I'll give you the potion on the following condition. You must drink it here before my eyes. It should act immediately, and I need to observe you very carefully. Agreed? Good. Open your mouth and close your eyes. Good. Now swallow. Goodness. Good grief, look, it's working! Remarkable. Let me check your skin, your eyes, your tongue. Amazing. I think it worked. No sign of the disease at all. Of course, you still have Corprus disease, just like I planned, but all your symptoms are gone. Marvelous. I'll go try it out on some of the more desperate inmates, but I'll answer any questions you have before you go. I collect victims of the divine disease in my Corprusarium in the caverns beneath my tower. Poor devils, wretched existence, constant pain, ferocious appetites and passions, no reason at all. Mad as marsh rats, but marvelous too in their way. Completely immune to disease, live forever, barring accidents. Ancient wizards need projects to keep them occupied, and the Corprusarium is mine. The magical principles of Corprus disease are elusive and miraculous, far more subtle and powerful than any conventional sorcery or enchantment. I'm persuaded that it is in some manner the curse or blessing of a god, perhaps both a curse and a blessing. The victim, of course, cannot appreciate the marvelous nature of Corprus. It saps the mind and destroys the body. But to a wizard, it is a profound and glorious mystery, a riddle worth a long lifetime of study.
What is this about?
Dancing among the flowers fine, singing a song that calls to him. Moonlight serenade at my whim, dancing among the flowers fine.
Go to Telfir and get that Corprus disease cured. Then, thank you for your report. I'm very happy you've been cured. Unfortunately, I've had a bit of bad news. I've been recalled to the Imperial City. You'll be promoted to operative and will head the blades here in Vardenfell until I return. I've only waited here to give you your final orders before I go. Internal politics. Some concern about my sugar. I thought about refusing the recall, but they have members of my family back in the capital. I'm afraid it may have something to do with the problems with the succession. As the Emperor's health declines, factions are maneuvering for advantage. I may be gone a while. That's why you're promoted to operative. That makes you the ranking Blades agent here in Vardenfell district, as far as I know. There may be other Blades agents here I don't know about. It wouldn't surprise me. I may be gone a while and you'll have expenses. Here's some gold, and you can use the house until I return. And I won't be needing these blacks or the ring while I'm in Cyrodiil. Maybe they'll come in handy. Take good care of them. There's nothing to it. Each agent has his own assignment and reports directly to Cyrodiil. You're promoted to operative, mostly to preserve your independence. You're no fool. The days of the Empire are almost over. When the Emperor dies, 9 hells are going to break loose. Forget about the Imperial City. Think locally. Worry about the 6th House and Dagoth-Ur, and squabbles between the great houses and the colonists. The rest of the political nonsense doesn't amount to a plate of scuttle. Mera Milo says the dissident priests do have records of Ashlander Nerevarine prophecies, and she has an idea how we might get a look at them. Ed Thiemann, also Fast Eddie, also Eddie the Rat, is a rare commodity, a former Telvanni wizard who has gone Imperial and joined the Mages Guild. A colorful but unreliable character, but he is an invaluable source of inside information on Great House Telvanni. He has a small house here in Balmora. Those were the good old days, eh? Believe it or not, I was an apprentice once too. But that was a long time ago. The Emperor's health is poor. The Emperor and his counselors say you have the appearance of satisfying the conditions of the Nerevarine prophecy. I'm still skeptical, but it's hard to believe this is all just coincidence. Continue pursuing the Nerevarine prophecies, as the Emperor commands. First, go to the Hall of Wisdom and Justice, and get Mera Milo to help you find the lost prophecies. She's being watched. If something has gone wrong, find her private quarters. She'll leave you a message there under the code word Amaya. Then take the lost prophecies to Nibani Maisa. From that point, you'll have to follow her directions and follow the prophecies. Good luck. The days of the Empire are almost over.
I suppose I have a moment. What is it?
When you need to do a lot of damage in a hurry, you can... Welcome, adventurer. Looking for an equalizer? Something to give you an edge against a superior opponent? When you need to do a lot of damage in a hurry, you can't beat a poisoned blade. Try my inexpensive iron spider dagger and steel spider blade, or an imperial netch blade for even more bite.
Can I help you?
Yes, Ravir knows why you are here. You want to buy Ravir's famous Daedric weapons.
Good day, Outlander. I'm Balmora's caravaner. Tell me your destination, and I'll tell you if I can help you.
Where would you like to go?
What say you? Welcome to Aril's Trade House. I barter for goods or coin. I also have a small selection of spells for sale. No credit. You want a little advice? That's free. That's all that's free. Would you like to hear about our most popular potions? Our most popular scrolls?
We still recall.
What say you? Well, what have we here? Interesting.
What is this regarding, sir?
What say you? Double the shift, double the pay.